I've been revisiting Zen Master Bankei, and he lived a really long time ago, and he's a very straightforward Zen master. He did a lot of really hard training, and so much so it was said that he got sores on his rear end and stuff from sitting on the rocks. And when he came out of it all, he completely abandoned all that sort of thing, abandoned koan practice, abandoned traditional Zen, and just came up with simple, everyday stuff. And his teaching was like, that this situation you're in, that's a koan. That's we call koan our question, our great question. That's what's true for us. And he said something else that was really interesting. He said, don't set yourself up the long task of becoming a Buddha. Rather, take the shortcut of remaining a Buddha, which is really high class, right? So how do we apply that into our life? We tell these stories in Zen about, Feng Shui said to Guan Yang, the fan opens up and the teapot breaks and what is this? And we do a lot of that stuff, but and it's really valuable and can be really valuable. But also in our life, in 2015, in our jobs, in our busyness, this is our koan too. So we find ourselves in these situations, and I really think that the practice of Zen helps us to listen to what we already know. Like Bankei said, just remain in your Buddha state, It's not something you have to get to. Our school often will say, return to your true self, okay? So what does that mean? Jessica talked about it a little bit. And when you put all the different categories of right intention and right effort and this and that, it can sound complicated. So an easy way to approach it is to ask yourself, moment to moment, what are you doing now? What am I doing now? And when we ask ourselves that question, what am I doing now? Then you and the universe come together. Not your idea or your shoulds or your conditioning or your training or the others at your job or your recent argument or your personality or any of that stuff. But you and the universe come together. So when you walk, just walk. And you and the universe become one. And the more we can increase those moments in our life, the more this confusion rests. And then the clearer that we can see, we can perceive. Our school has a really interesting name. It's I love the name of it. It's called Perceive World Sound. Let's perceive everything. Perceive the suffering of this world and then wake up to it and respond. Okay, so Bankei's statement after all that hard training he did is really profound for me. Just remain a Buddha. You haven't got to get anywhere or to figure anything out. Listen to yourself, and if you can be quiet and let your thinking rest, all of this complication resolves itself. Okay?